looking at Florida versus Kentucky here, Chris. What are your thoughts on the Wildcats?
Woo! Man, I was high on Kentucky this year. Christian kind of thought I was a clown. Christian's the SEC expert over there. But they are 4-0, man. But here's the problem. They've only beaten, Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron. They beat Vandy last week. A little closer there at the end than I like. Kentucky was off. I think they were up like 21-0 in that game. At one point, they won 45-28, I believe, though. The big question here, though, this is a very interesting game. It is. And everybody knows I have no love for Florida. But this is a very, very interesting game. Kentucky's offense versus Florida's defense, right? Florida's got a pretty good defense this year. I think we can all agree on that so far. This is going to be the best defense Kentucky's faced all year up until this point. Hands down, bar none. We get that. Florida's only allowing I think like 250 yards per game. And they're only giving up 13-5. That's pretty good for Florida. They played Tennessee and they played Utah. Those are two, let's be honest, at least decent teams. We're not talking about Tennessee right now, but we will talk about Utah. Kentucky's averaging 38 a game. So something's got to give here if in this game. Is it Florida's defense? Is it Kentucky's offense? We're going to find out here. Can Kentucky create turnovers against the Graham Cracker, my boy from Wisconsin? UK leads the nation, Christian, in 8 takeaways. They're good at creating turnovers, man. I think they can do that in this game. I truly, truly do. They also lead the country in 3 defensive touchdowns. There's only one other team in the country that does that. That's Coastal Carolina. So Kentucky does. When they get a turnover, man, they do something with it. I like their defense. I love a Stoops-led team. I think they're physical. I know Kirby Smart at Georgia talks about Kentucky's kind of one of their games that they play in very physical. That's one thing I love about Kentucky this year. Christian, tell me why I'm wrong here and talk about Florida and your boy Graham Mertz.
I gotta do Florida fans a little bit of justice. I kind of did a lot of research into Florida on this one. Chris, look, this is going to get a little lengthy, so just buckle up.
All right.
Florida has been a very weird team this year, right? They lose to a really good but really banged up Utah team. They blow out an FCS school the next week, capitalize on a rebuilding Tennessee, and then they come out and they came out flat against Charlotte, and they won that game 22-7 against Charlotte. Charlotte. I'm pretty sure that was a novel the children read, right? Charlotte's Web? They almost got caught in that web, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look, currently Florida ranks 5th in total defense, and we'll see that put to the test against Tennessee's offense. I mean, it's the best passing offense they've seen yet, right? And I know a lot of Tennessee fans might get a little bit hyped about Kentucky, that or triggered. Saying Kentucky is the best passing offense they've seen yet. Tennessee ranks 73rd, while Kentucky ranks 47th in passing offense this year. Okay. To be fair, Chris, look, I'm going to say this. I've been pretty impressed with Florida's defense this year. I mean, Here's the thing. They've given up some plays here and there, but who hasn't, right? Who hasn't this year? Their offense, kind of jumping back to them, they rank 55th in total offense, and against Charlotte's 105th ranked defense, they only put up 22 points. 1 touchdown and 5 field goals, might I add. Field goal kicking's getting a lot better, so if you want to look for signs of improvement, the field goal kicker getting his work in. Look, Mertz has been efficient, but he needs to step up. And going into SEC play, man, I know what they did against Tennessee, but he may not get lucky, and he may run into some teams that don't turn the ball over in plus territory for him. And here's the thing, dude. He's got to start hitting some home runs, and he can't just settle for singles or bunts. You know what I mean? To use a baseball term here. At some point, you're going to have to be able to throw the ball down the field, and you're going to have to get a 3 or 4 touchdown game. You can't just settle for 285 yards and 1 touchdown. It's not going to work in the SEC. We see it happen way too many times. Look, Kentucky has the number 20th ranked defense in the country, and the game's at Kentucky. I'll tell you what, Chris. If Florida wins on the road against Kentucky, I'm going to start believing that hype. I'll get on. I'm not going to get on the Florida train, but I will start believing the hype a little more, and I'll take Florida being maybe a player in the East this year.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you my
score,
final.
then, babe guy. Give me the score.
Give me Florida 21, Kentucky 31.
Woo, we're close. I got Florida at 20, Kentucky at 27. Roll Wildcats, baby.